You know how some cars just feel like they came from the future? Like someone at the factory said, "Forget the rules, let's build something that looks like it belongs on a launch pad." That was the Ford Starliner. Sleek fastback roof, space-age curves, a name that sounded like it came straight out of NASA's playbook. And it didn't just look fast. Under that long, low hood, Ford tucked in a V8 so powerful, it became the first production engine in company history to produce more horsepower than cubic inches. It was built to dominate NASCAR. It was meant to redefine what a full-size American car could be. But then, just 2 years in, Ford killed it. No warning, no farewell, just gone. So what happened? Why would Ford pull the plug on one of their most striking designs? Right as it was hitting its stride? That's what we're digging into today. Let's go back in time. It's the late 1950s. The world is going crazy about space, rockets, satellites, people dreaming about living on the moon. And Ford? They wanted in. So they built a new car and gave it a name that sounded like it belonged to a spaceship, the Galaxie. But they didn't stop there. They made other cars too. There was the Sunliner, the Skyliner, and the one we care about most, the Starliner. These names weren't just cool. They made people feel like they were buying a piece of the future. The cars were big, shiny, covered in chrome. Driving one felt like riding through the stars. But in 1960, something changed. Ford decided to drop the old look. The new Galaxie was smoother, sleeker, and way more modern. And then, the Starliner showed up, with a long, low roof, a body that looked fast even when parked. It didn't look like a regular car, it looked like something out of a science fiction movie. This wasn't just a car. It was a signal. The future had arrived, whether the world was ready or not. When the 1960 Starliner showed up, people didn't know what to think. It looked nothing like the old cars from the 50s. No more giant fins. No more chrome overload. This thing was clean, sleek, smooth. The body had simple lines. The shape looked fast and light. And the roof? That roof was everything. The Starliner had what's called a fastback roof. It sloped down toward the back like a wave. It made the whole car look like it was moving, even when it was parked. Most Galaxies had normal boxy roofs. But the Starliner's design, it made people stop and stare. It had half-moon taillights that looked like spaceships, 3 shiny circles on the roof just for style, and a long, low body that looked like it could fly. Some folks weren't sure about it back then. They thought it looked weird, or too different. But today, car lovers call it one of the best-looking full-size Fords ever made. It didn't just look good either. That body shape wasn't just for style. It helped the car go faster by cutting through the wind. Something race teams would learn to love very soon. But the outside wasn't the only thing that turned heads. Because under the hood, the Starliner was hiding something big. All right, so the Starliner looked fast, but did it actually move like it? Oh yeah, it did. Ford gave buyers a few engine options. The most basic one was a 292 V8. Not terrible, but not exciting either. Then came the big one, the 352 V8. This engine came in 3 versions. One was slow, one was strong, and one was wild. Let's talk about the wild one. It was called the Hypo 352, short for high performance. It made 360 horsepower, which was huge for a street car back then. In fact, it was the first Ford engine that made more horsepower than its size in cubic inches. That was a big deal. To give you an idea of how fast it was, a normal 352 Starliner did the quarter mile in 20 seconds. But the Hypo version? It ran it in just 14.8 seconds. That's a difference of over 5 seconds. In drag racing, that's massive. And it wasn't just the engine that changed. The Hypo cars got stronger brakes, better exhaust, and even a tougher drive shaft to handle all that power. Oh, and one more thing. If you wanted that fast engine, you had to get a manual transmission. No slow, squishy automatics here. You had to drive it yourself. All of a sudden, the Starliner wasn't just a smooth-looking cruiser. It was a full-size muscle car in disguise. And just when people thought Ford was done, they made something even crazier. If the 1960 Starliner was bold, the 1961 version was something else. Ford knew people were starting to care more about power, especially in racing. So they gave the Starliner an even bigger engine. It was called the 390 V8, and this thing was a beast. It made 375 horsepower, and for the first time, you could get it with a real 4-speed manual transmission. On the floor, not the column. That meant faster shifting and way more control. But wait, it gets better. If you were one of the lucky few, your Starliner came with a special package in the trunk. It was a tri-power carb setup, 3 carburetors that boosted the engine to 401 horsepower. That's more than a lot of classic Mustangs. And even though this setup was supposed to be for the track only, let's be real, people definitely used it on the street. By now, the Starliner wasn't just cool-looking. It was fast enough to become Ford's go-to car for NASCAR racing. The sloped fastback roof helped it cut through the wind better than the boxy cars. It was a full-size rocket, on the track and off. But just when things were getting really exciting, Ford pulled the plug. No warning, no reason. The 1961 Starliner was the last one ever made. So why would they stop building one of their best cars? Well, the answer had less to do with style, and more to do with losing. In 1962, the Starliner was gone. Just like that, Ford swapped out its smooth fastback roof for a more boxy, squared-off design. It looked fine, but it wasn't special anymore, and it had a big problem, especially for racing. That boxy roof added drag. A lot of it. In NASCAR, where top speed is everything, Ford's new cars were now 3 miles per hour slower on the big tracks. That may not sound like much, but in racing, 3 miles per hour is the difference between winning and fading into the pack. Ford tried to get clever. They built a Galaxie convertible and added a bolt-on fiberglass fastback roof, basically trying to copy the Starliner shape. But NASCAR wasn't having it. They banned the setup almost right away. Ford was stuck, and they knew it. So in 1963, they brought the fastback design back, this time on the new Galaxie. The car was bigger and bolder, but its sloped roof? That was a clear shout-out to the Starliner. It turns out, the car Ford ditched too soon became the blueprint for the one they needed most. The Starliner was gone from showrooms, but it wasn't forgotten. Its shape was still out there, just wearing a different name. Even though it only lasted 2 years, the Ford Starliner made a big impact. In total, Ford built around 990,000 Starliners between 1960 and 1961. Sounds like a lot, right? But here's the twist. Only a small percentage of those had the high-performance engines. Even fewer had the rare 390 V8 with the 4-speed manual and tri-power setup. That means if you see one of those cars today, fully restored, it's like spotting a unicorn with a V8 under the hood. And restoring one? Not easy. Parts are rare. Original trim is hard to find. But some car lovers go all in anyway, just to bring these forgotten machines back to life. Why? Because the Starliner wasn't just a car. It was a symbol. It was Ford's attempt to mix style, speed, and space-age dreams into one beautiful shape. And even though it didn't last long, it opened the door for the Galaxie fastbacks that came next, and left behind a story worth telling. The world may have forgotten the Starliner, but the people who remember it, they know it wasn't just another full-size Ford. It was a moment in time, built fast, cut short, and missed ever since. The Starliner came and went in just 2 short years, but in that time, it left behind a shape that racers loved, an engine that stunned Ford fans, and a design that still turns heads today. It didn't get a comeback. It didn't need one, because for those who know, the Starliner was lightning, quick, rare, and Unforgettable. And if you think Ford only built magic like this once, think again. Because in another corner of Ford's playbook, there was a car built like a European coupe, but packed with a V8 that roared like a muscle car. It was sleek, surprising, and totally out of its league. Click here to discover more fascinating car documentaries.